Hello.
Hello.
Fran's not here yet, but
We're being British.
She will be. I wanted to start everything off by telling you everybody how my mom just turns into a weird, like, real creepy person whenever David Duchovny is involved in anything. Because it just stood out in my mind yesterday because I
think you mentioned it before that she has
yeah, she does get like really weird. Not even weird, just like creepy. Like she makes fun of me all the time for like getting really hyped up about nerdy shit, but she immediately turns into that person whenever David Duchovny is involved. So I make fun of her about it, and it's very funny. But yesterday I got my Entertainment Weekly in the mail, and sometimes Entertainment Weekly does like, oh, we're gonna have this special cover with, we're gonna have all 4 of these covers, and they're like collectible, so like get them all. They do them for like the Hunger Games and shit. So there was one where it was like a reunions thing, where like one of them was Frasier, and one of them was Mystic Pizza, which is the one that I got, and then the other one I told her like the day before, I said, Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny might be on the cover, and she's like, what? And so we got it, and it wasn't that one, but I said, I can go to the store and, like, look for it. But I showed her the picture inside, which would have been the cover, and she's like, oh, he's so cute and smart. He went to Princeton and Yale. He's double Ivy League. And I'm like, I know, Mom, you told me about 17 times. So, and then she started kissing it, and it was kind of weird, and
awkward.
But then she read the article and she was happy because they said like the director was like, or David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson were like, yeah, we wouldn't mind another X-Files movie. And she's like, oh yes. I think to this day the best, like, she has told me like the greatest gift we ever got her was. And it's like, beyond all the jewelry my dad has gotten for her, and, maybe a car when she was a teenager, beyond all of that, the best gift she's ever gotten was a few years ago when we got her the X-Files box set.
Wow.
She, like, treasures it, and it's funny. Is anybody's parents, like, weird about, like, nerdy shit, even though they make fun of you for your nerdy shit?
I mean, my mom has, like, some celebrity crushes, but she's not, like, make out with a cover obsessed.
My mom's a huge historical buff and goes out and does historical reenacting with her friends, which is basically historical LARPing, and then she makes fun of my sister and I for, like, D&D and shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
But now it's like, I don't know what David Duchovny related thing I can get her for Christmas, because I've just started getting her, like, David Duchovny things. And I'll tell you something, I think, because she loves the X-Files this much, she, like, never goes to the movies. The last movie, this is how little she goes to the theater. The last movie she saw was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But before that, the last movie she saw was the second X-Files movie. And I'm like, Mom, you never, I was so weird. I'm like, Mom, you never go to the movies. She's like, but it's the X-Files. I'm gonna go line up for the X-Files. I'm like, stop talking to me about the X-Files. I like the X-Files. It's just really, like, silly. Like, just dumb, spooky shit, and that's all the X-Files is, and it's just weird, and, yeah. What else has been going on with everybody?
I went to a Ren Fair.
Ooh, tell us about it.
Huzzah.
It was good. We didn't watch a lot of shows, we mostly just wandered around, but it was Time Travelers weekend, so there was a replica of the TARDIS and a replica of the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Oh, God.
I still haven't gotten the picture with the TARDIS off my sister, but it was fun. And there were a lot of fucking people dressed up, mostly with Doctor Who stuff. And I also have a picture of a nice young lady that was dressed as Loki.
Awesome.
comic Loki, not movie Loki, but still, it was good.
Cool.
And I bought a Loki scarf because it was there and it was required.
At a Ren fair?
It was required.
Yeah, there was this little shop that just had a bunch of like patches and scarves and stuff that were all random fandoms, and I just pretty much went in there, nerded out, like, I know all of this shit. So it was good. I would have bought the whole store if I could.
What would you do with a whole store?
I don't know, but it's the principle of the matter.
Hey, Serena, you haven't been around.
Yeah.
I have a what now?
You haven't been around. What have you been doing?
Nothing. Mostly just school. In
Lame.
the summer, I made a music video for my dad's band. That was pretty cool.
Rad.
Oh, your dad has a band?
Yeah.
Cool. What kind of music is it?
Like rock, I guess.
Is this the same dad that you made that video about Bob the Builder?
Yeah, that's him.
I
Oh,
swear to
no.
God, that's like the funniest fucking video I've ever seen in my life.
I know, and he does that with so many books, and I wish I could get him like to allow me to record all of them because they were so funny.
You put that shit on YouTube, that would go viral.
I did put it on YouTube.
Oh, you did put it on YouTube?
Yeah,
I saw it
think
in your
the
blip.
reason it didn't catch on is that it's not a very good recording.
It's alright.
Oh.
I still love it.
Yeah, me
You have me.
Wow.
Georgia, you told me you saw Machete.
Yeah, I saw the new Machete movie.
Do you like it?
It was good, but it was... I don't know, like, I was sort of having this discussion with my boyfriend last night because we both saw it, and we were like, which one was better? And I'm just like, I guess the first one, because, like, I mean, this one was still good, but, I don't know, it wasn't as good as the first one. Like, this one was definitely way crazier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally before the movie even starts, there's a trailer for, like, a supposed sequel in space!
That would be awesome.
It is insane. And it was great. And, like, it really sets up for this sequel to actually happen, and I hope it does. It's like Machete mixed with Star Wars, with, like, a bunch of pot, because they were on something to make this stuff up. And, like, I don't know, just a bunch of craziness. It looks a lot of fun.
It's like if you went to the movies and just you saw Machete and Gravity at the same time.
Oh, wow.
That would be the third movie.
I don't know, it'd be a little more than that, because, they have, like, a Darth Vader ripoff, and he would be there, and, they got, like, the one girl's like a flying robot, and there's a Machete clone, so he has to fight his clone.
Oh my
so
God.
There's a little bit more going on, but the movie itself was good. It was really good, but it was nuts. It was like, it's like the first one was nuts, but this one's like just takes it in a whole other direction, just goes even crazier,
Yeah.
It was really good.
Robert Rodriguez is just like that now, and I love it. I wish him and Tarantino would do more shit, like the Grindhouse thing. I wish they would do more stuff like that.
Maybe they will. I don't know.
I would love that. Because the Grindhouse shit is, like, really good.
I've been meaning to see that.
It's
like, everyone
funny.
tells me to do this, and I haven't seen, I know about both of them, but I haven't seen either of them yet.
Uh-huh. God, what... I've been watching, S.H.I.E.L.D.? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Can I talk
What do you think?
Can I talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. real quick?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I love that show, but so many things about it piss me off.
I know, I
No,
sort of know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know.
I haven't watched it yet because I'm awful.
it's good. It's really...
You're a terrible human being and you're going to hell.
What pisses me off a lot is, like, people on the Facebook page, where's Tony Stark? And I'm like, this isn't... If you want, like, fucking superheroes and S.H.I.E.L.D. and Marvel, go watch the fucking movie.
I can't afford that shit. Like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say that, like, they're not gonna get on that show,
It's called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Obviously, they're misreading the title.
Like, if anything, I heard, like, maybe, like, big maybe, they might have Loki on there. But other than that, like, no way. They can't afford all those
They
people.
could get, like, Mark Ruffalo or something, but...
Well, you just want to
Mark
see
Ruffalo
him.
or Jeremy Renner. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, I could probably get Jeremy Renner.
Actually, Jeremy Renner has another movie coming out, because there was a trailer for it when I saw Machete. I forget the name, but he was there, and he had sort of this Elvis-y looking haircut. It was kind of goofy looking.
Robert Downey Jr. is doing fucking HTC commercials. I'm sure he can fit in, like, a 5-minute cameo. But people are like, man, I want to see, like, Thor, and I'm like, just go watch Avengers again. God.
Or at the end
Wait
of
a few weeks and go see the new Thor.
Yeah, or just wait and go see Thor. Goddamn. The new Thor comes out in 3 weeks. Just go see that.
Go on.
Actually, I think it's 2 weeks now.
Well, still, it's coming soon, and
Yeah.
people are gonna.
I'm actually probably gonna drive up to town like an hour and a half away to go see it with my best friend because she goes to college up there. But I'm like, and I've been telling her, I'm like, man, I want to come and visit you and your roommate because because anytime I'm talking on the phone with her, her roommate's always there, and her roommate's super cool. And I'm like, man, I want to come hang out with you guys. And I'm like, what if I come up and just go see Thor with you? And she's like, if you want to.
Road trip.
Yeah, so I might do that. I'm not sure, because I don't really want to see it alone. I don't know why. I like having someone else next to me also
not
being
be
out.
alone here. I would not let that happen to you because you do not seem like you should be unsupervised during that film.
Oh, no.
You might implode.
I need help walking out.
Yeah, my ovaries.
I'm gonna melt. Someone needs to collect me in a jar and drive me home.
You need to have someone with you.
Yeah. Anyway, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I keep talking about it, and the only things that piss me off, everything else in it is great, I think. Everything else is great. But the two things that piss me off are the two main characters that aren't Coulson. By the way, this show advertised so much that this would be a show about Coulson, but there's not enough Coulson.
Well, I think it's because we haven't, like, they sort of are building up this shit about Coulson that, like, you know, he died, but he came back, and it's like...
There's a bunch of secrets about him. Yeah, they're like...
Yeah, so I think they're going to build up to that and whatever it has to do with Tahiti, because they keep saying that, you know, Tahiti's a magical place.
Because, you know...
It's like, wow, could you be any more obvious?
Even Maria Hill in the first episode was like, he doesn't know yet, does he? Or some shit like that, and I'm like, what doesn't he know? But the two main characters, like, kind of piss me off, because...
Yeah, it's Sassy Bitch and Robot Man.
Yeah, Robot Man and Sassy Chick. But, like, it took me forever to remember. I called him Buff White Dude for the longest time because he was so bland and boring I couldn't remember his name ever. It's Agent Ward. That's his name.
Boring.
I have no idea if he has a fucking first name or not, but...
His first name is Agent.
His first name's Agent. Yeah. But, I mean, I get that, like, he's supposed to... like, be a little robotic, because he's like, yeah, I'm a S.H.I.E.L.D. soldier, and I can't be emotionally attached to anything, and it's like, even though it's, like, so obvious that he's gonna break that and get together with the annoying, snarky girl, it's so obvious.
God, Greer, spoilers.
And, no, it hasn't happened yet, I'm just saying,
I know,
it's going to happen. I can bet you about $200,000 that that's gonna happen.
It is happen. I know it is.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like boring, and it took me forever to remember his name, and...
I had sort of a... Well, let's see, how many episodes have there been now? Like four?
Four.
I guess, yeah. When it first started out, actually all the characters kind of annoyed me. Like, she was too snarky, he had no personality.
Let me talk about fucking snarky girl.
I love what you wrote, actually, on Facebook, how, like, 1 minute she can hack into, like, government systems on her computer, then the next, she doesn't know how to, like, open a door.
She's hacking into, like, shit on her smartphone. Number one, I don't even know why they trust her in the first place. I have no idea why they invited her on in the first place, because she...
So that she can, you know, for next week's episode, where they're like, you betrayed me!
I would not trust
Everybody betrayed me!
I would not trust somebody who can hack the government with their smartphone.
Well, I wouldn't trust anyone who's that snarky.
Yeah, and, like, 90% of her dialogue is a snarky comeback at Coulson or Buff White Dude, which I know is Joss Whedon's writing, but it's like to the point where it's really annoying. And it's so weird because usually his writing doesn't get like that. It's snarky, but it's funny. But it's to the point with that character now that's like all of her dialogue. And
I had a feeling that like his characters were like that. Like I haven't watched a lot of Joss Whedon stuff, but like people, I know people talk about it all the time in different shows, and that like his characters were sort of like that. And when Agents of Shield first started out, like all of the characters kind of annoyed me because they were all a little. I guess they weren't all snarky, but they were all like sort of annoying in different ways.
I
like,
loved Fitzsimmons from like the second I saw them.
I like them. I don't know. They were just like it was either like the characters were either too snarky or too quirky, and they were too quirky. It's just like, oh, we're scientists, but we're so clumsy. Look at us, we're so adorable.
I told Fran that I don't think she's watched Agents of Shield, but I told her, I said, you remind me of the British girl scientist. Because you look kind of like her.
I don't think she looks like her.
She acts like her. I don't know. It just reminds.
It's just because she's British.
Yeah. And I mean, I like the May, the Asian girl, but I want to see her more than fly the plane.
I have a feeling she's like, actually, I sort of didn't like her either, just because, like, that there's going to be, like, a huge episode with her later, and they're going to, like, have a shit ton of backstory on her, and it's going to be so obvious.
Oh, yeah, she's like...
They keep at it, it's like, I don't do that stuff anymore, I just fly the plane.
Yeah, that's, like, half of her dialogue is like, I don't work on the field anymore.
That was the past.
But she's so badass that I don't really
I know,
mind.
she's, like, one of the only competent ones, you know?
And now she is actually starting to fight more instead of flying the plane, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And that last episode was, like, really good.
Yeah, I'm noticing, like, as the show progresses, like, when we were talking about this, I forget what podcast, like, which episode it was, we were talking about it, like, first episode, and we were saying, like, the first episode's never that good, and I realized, you're right, and that does apply to S.H.I.E.L.D., because, like, at first I was actually going to stop watching, just because the characters were kind of getting on my nerves. But then, like, I kept sticking with it, and it's getting better.
Yeah.
It really is.
Hey, if you hadn't continued watching to episode 2, you wouldn't have gotten to see Samuel L. Jackson's cameo.
I know, that's the only, like, that's the only big cameo so far. He comes in at the end.
That was amazing. That made me laugh so hard.
But no, it was cool to see him, even if, like, just for that one scene at the end.
It was bad. I love it. Everything that has been written for him has just, like, in every single movie is just perfect.
What, Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, in the Marvel movies.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
or in every movie,
every
yeah. Or in every movie ever made that he's been in.
Yeah, I'd have to disagree. But, I think it is getting better, and I'm curious to see where it's going, and, like, this whole thing with the snarky bitch being, like, a double agent or something, it's, they're gonna I know they're gonna do something with it next week, because they, like, hinted at it so much, but it's like, Coulson's just like, you betrayed me, blah, blah, blah.
You know what? I don't think he's talking about her. I think it might be somebody else.
Probably.
Yeah, because that would be a little too obvious. And they said on their Facebook page, like, here's a new character. And I'm like, well, she's obviously the bad guy. Thanks for that, Facebook. Spoiling everything.
Yeah, that is pointless.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to know who the new character is, so...
Yeah, they're like, here's the new character, and I'm like, well, they're obviously, like, evil. But yeah, I mean, at least with her, with Skye, like, she's getting better. Like, at the end of one of those episodes, like, she was actually, like, legitimately, trying to learn how to fight. And I had hope, but then the next episode she was, like, skipping out on her lessons and shit, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, because she has to be all emo in her car.
No, she wasn't even. She was just being, like, annoying and childish. She's like, I don't want to go. Like, it sucks. And I'm like, just fucking, oh my god. Like, any development she had in the previous episode just, like, went away. And I'm like, wow. That happened fast.
I just hope that when they get to how Coulson like really survived being stabbed, I just hope that it's a damn good reason.
That's gonna be the best part, because that's why everyone's watching. Everyone's like, man, I wonder how Coulson survived.
Maybe it's a clone or something. There's like a whole warehouse full of clones.
Yeah. Which is
awesome.
that's such a SHIELD underground government thing to do, so that's probably it. Clone him.
God.
That
Clone
would be
Coulson.
amazing.
Coming soon.
It would be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Everyone's freaking out about video games, and I don't have any game systems to play it on, and
Don't feel bad.
You sounded very, very miserable just
I
there.
want to play Pokemon so bad because I had a neighbor friend who came over with her Nintendo 3DS, and I played a little bit of it. I'm like, oh, can I keep it? And she's like, no.
I just got it because my friend told me to, and he had it. I was like, oh, okay. Whatever.
Do it.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna need like a 3DS before or at least like a 2DS. The 2DS is probably it's probably the one I'm gonna get, only because it's cheaper and
yeah.
it comes to the price. With the 3D, I could take it or leave it, honestly.
It looks like a piece of cake.
Yeah. But on it, and I want something that doesn't have a clamshell design, because with my previous DS, that was how it broke. It just wore down. The hinge on the clamshell just wore down, and that's how it broke. So I'm like, I don't want something I can fold. Because, I mean, yeah, it won't fit in my pocket, but I could get a case for it, carry it around like a bag, carry it around like a laptop, because it's fucking huge. But I don't care, because I want Pokemon really bad, at least before MagFest or something. How's everyone's MagFest or your MagFest progress? You're probably the only one that's gonna go, Georgia, besides me.
It's good. Kat likes to get the group rate, so we have to like, you know, I'll chip in and stuff, and I think we've all done that, so I'm excited. I'm taking my boyfriend this year. It's gonna be fun.
Yay.
Yay!
I was trying to go, but it's not looking very promising.
Oh. We need to have those girls with the podcast at MagFest.
We should. I keep bugging the shit out of Fran. I said, when are you gonna start saving your money? When are you gonna start saving your money?
Damn it, Fran, you better swim here.
Yeah. I'll make her swim here if she doesn't.
We'll come pick her up in a little boat.
And I'm like,
the coast of
because
Florida.
she says, oh, I'm just going to save up, like, 2 full months of wages. And I said, is that going to be enough? And I said, because you're going to need a plane ticket to get over here. And my dream, my hope, is that she can come to my house first, and that we can ride up on the train together. Because I don't want her being in this country alone for a second.
Aww.
I do not trust her to be in this country by herself for even a second.
She'll just take over the entire country.
Yeah.
So what?
She'll take over the entire country.
That's another reason why I wanted to go so bad, because she's so dead set on going, and I'm like, I don't want you alone in this country, in a foreign country by yourself. I do not want you to end up like that girl in Taken or something.
Well, then,
Whatever you do, don't get in a taxi.
You know what that means, though, Greer? That means if anything happens, you're gonna have to call them and, you know, intimidate them.
No, I'm gonna have to acquire a special set of skills, because I don't really have any. So I'm gonna have to get one pretty soon.
It'd be very intimidating on the phone.
Yeah.
I will find you and I will kill you.
What to do?
You don't give me my British friend back.
Yeah. What else has been going on for everyone?
Well, the government shutdown's over.
Yeah, that ended.
Thank fucking Christ. Now they
ended.
can change their diapers and get back to, like, the real issues.
Yeah. Let's just get back to work, everyone.
I was so disgusted with all
Serena,
that.
you don't have this problem in Canada, do you?
Well, sometimes Stephen Harper, like, prorogues the government, and that's an issue.
What does that do? Like, what is it?
It basically just shuts down Parliament. You're not supposed to do it, and unless it's an emergency, but the Governor General gives him permission anyways.
Mm. I'm always confused about you guys' government, because I'm like, oh yeah, they don't have a democracy.
Well, it's a
just-
democracy. I mean, you vote. Well, I mean, it's like a democracy in the sense that you vote for your representatives.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not like over in England where there's still like a monarchy that's been around for 15,000 years.
Well, I mean, kinda, because, like, the queen is technically our queen, too.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
territories and shit.
Ah.
Like, technically, she has more power than anyone in Canada right now.
You guys don't have like a Schoolhouse Rock video I can watch on your government, do you?
No, we never, like, no, because Canadian shows were never, like, educational.
We did a whole episode last week. Fran didn't know what Schoolhouse Rock was, and I told her to watch some, and she could learn about the U.S. government, because literally she knows nothing about the U.S. government. So I was trying to explain the shutdown to her, and so I showed her that I'm just a bill little video.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
because she didn't know what a bill or a law was, or like anything like that. So I'm like, just watch this. And she watched it and she's like, okay, I completely understand everything now, but like, I still don't understand why that warranted Congress just stopping. And I'm like, I don't know either.
Because they're children. They are horrible children.
Yeah, I explained to her, I said, because they're children. They're actual children.
They are.
You get fucking Elmo to run Congress and it would be, like, better.
No, it wouldn't. No child would be safe. Terrible.
Fine, Big Bird. Big Bird any better?
Oh my God. He doesn't even know anything. He always has to ask little kids about stuff.
Big Bird, yeah.
How about
You
Cookie
make a
Monster?
point.
Cookies for everyone.
Yeah,
No, Cookie Monster doesn't share the cookies.
yeah.
I
Well,
thought he was a vegetable monster now. That's what I heard.
No,
At least sometimes.
they just slipped in some stuff about cookies are sometimes food. Basically, so, parents don't have to go, you taught my kid that it can only eat cookies.
Okay, if you're
your fault. My
such a
kid is
bad
fat.
parent that your kid is...
Well, nobody seems to have that
Right.
perspective anymore. It was like somebody made a comment, I think, or sent an email to Brental Floss about their kid watching the Dr. Mario video. And it's like, well, you should have been fucking supervising your kid on the internet. It's really not that difficult.
Watch porn and all these horrible things.
Yeah.
Parents are stupid.
Everyone's like, but it's teaching, movies are teaching my kid this, and white people, and I'm like, well, talk to your fucking stupid kid. Talk to your
Yeah, right?
shitty kid.
I don't want to. I want to bitch to people.
Louis C.K., I think Louis C.K. made a joke about that, like, how am I supposed to explain, like,
I think it was gay marriage.
gay marriage to my child? And I'm like, and he's like, I don't know, talk to your own shitty kid. And it's like, that can be applied to everything now.
Yep.
Like, people are like, yeah, this movie doesn't have, how am I supposed to explain to my kid why this movie doesn't have any black people in it or some shit? And it's like, well, talk to your own fucking kid.
Look, Hollywood is racist. The end.
Well, okay, so what else happened this month? Did you talk about Lucas Cruikshanks?
Oh, yeah. That kid, I talked about, I might have mentioned it when I talked about Mike J, doing those Fred movies.
Fred movies,
Shameful
yeah.
sequels. It was really funny. But that kid, well, he's not a kid now, but
He's my age.
yeah, but he came out as gay. It was like about a month ago or something.
Did you see the headline? Nickelodeon star comes out as gay. Surprises very few.
Surprises. Yeah, I know. It was like when fucking Ricky Martin came out. It was like, surprises no one. Still want to read his book. Anyway, yeah, a lot of shit has gone on. I'm trying to think of,
So much stuff we can't even talk about.
I know. I'm trying to think like, oh man, I'm trying to think of like stuff that I can talk about with them that they'll understand.
I finally have been able to get my editing software to work, and I'm back to work on my show.
Yay!
Fucking God.
I want more of it.
Thank you. Well, I finished most of the filming and I just gotta edit. This will be like my Halloween episode, so
You should film an episode of Mag or something. Me and you crossover.
Oh boy, a crossover. What will we review?
Whoa.
I'm open to whatever.
I choked on my drink. Hold on.
Oh, I've never heard of that movie. Is it good?
Like, what do you mainly do? Horror movies?
Yeah, I can do whatever really. You know, I don't have a cutoff date. I don't have anything like that. I just review whatever I have an opinion on.
I have strong feels about the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Oh God. You need to not bring that up with me. I get very angry.
I don't get angry. I just have opinions.
He's angry.
No, I love Nightmare on Elm Street,
No,
and
I have all the films. I know.
My husband made me watch the remake, and I was like, at the end, I told you it would be shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I saw Failish's review of it, which was hilarious.
I have strong opinions because I feel really bad because I really love Jackie Earle Haley as an actor.
Yeah.
I think he was amazing in Watchmen as Rorschach. I think he was amazing.
Rorschach was the best.
They couldn't have gotten anyone better, I think, to play that role. I love him as an actor, but I don't know what the fuck they were doing with him.
Yeah, like, I kind of got that impression from when I watched the Failish's review. Like, they showed clips of him, and, like, even though the movie's stupid, like, it's not written well, like, he gave a good performance. Like, he did the best he could with what he had, so I respect that.
I was watching the whole time being like...
He was Freddy Krueger and he had his Rorschach voice. That was a little...
Yeah, he did have the Rorschach voice. That threw me off.
Yeah, that was weird. Now you expect Freddy to come out with the claws and that weird mask.
Yeah, that would be weird.
That would be kind
of the makeup killed it for me.
Yeah, the makeup was weird. He looked like a fetus.
Yeah. He looked... a burnt fetus.
He looked like a fetus. He really did.
And what makes me sad now is the Halloween stores. Now all the Freddy decorations, they're that Freddy. I'm like,
I know.
These kids don't even know.
That movie didn't even like make a whole lot of money, and
yet there are decorations for it? That doesn't even make sense.
Can I just say that Carrie remake looks really good?
I didn't see the trailer.
Am I the only one that thinks that? Because I want to see Julianne Moore as the crazy mother.
I never watched the
already been
original.
Remade, you know?
I never watched the original movie, but I read the book, so the book is very good.
I told my mom, I said we should go see it, and she's like, she loves the original film, and she said I've seen way too many Carrie remakes. I don't want to see another one.
Yeah, but I have the one thing that really puzzles me about that is that like it does look good. Don't get me wrong, but am I the only one who saw in the trailers that like there was a hotline listed, and you could talk to Carrie?
Call Carrie? Yeah.
Oh, God.
I looked up YouTube videos of that, yeah.
What would you say?
I don't know. It's just like a crazy, like, recording that, she starts kind of talking to you, and then the mom comes in screaming.
What?
That's stupid.
Can you warn Carrie? Can you be like, they're gonna drop blood on you?
My boyfriend was thinking that. I was saying, like, what would you even say to her? And he was like, I would call and say, they're all gonna laugh at you! And then hang up.
I also love Chloe Grace Moretz, so I thought that was perfect casting when I heard that. So I'm like, yes, she's my queen.
One thing that was really funny to me was that I saw the trailer for that Carrie remix so many times. And, like, on TV and in theaters. And there's one time when I did see the trailer in theaters, at the end, they listed the phone number. And I heard these people behind me, like, I think it was like a black couple, and the guy was like, would you ever call Carrie? And she's like, shit, no.
Me neither. I would not have the balls. I'd get Fran to do it like we did with that Twilight thing.
There was a phone number for that?
It was one of our episodes.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I'm not in every episode, you know.
Fran called a number because she found this, and I guess it's an English thing because the phone number I think was like a British phone number, and the guy talking was English, and it was like the Twiline, and it was like a help hotline for like fangirls trying to deal with the fact that there are no more Twilight movies.
I would call the shit out of that. No. I would be someone on the phone Like,
Yeah.
I would work at that phone line and just say, it's over, get over
Or
it.
no, it's like you call.
I want to work for that hotline and just ruin people's
I'm pretty
lives.
sure it's not even like that.
I'm a
Like, you
terrible
call
person.
and they give you, like, audio clips, quotes from the movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, and
Lame.
Frances, she was baffled because she's like, if they love it so much, they must have the movie. They could just go watch the movie again.
No, I have to bitch about my feels.
Yeah. I don't have the balls to call Carrie, so we'll get someone else to do it.
I don't even know what I would say.
I think it's like a creepy recording, and then you hang up, and then, like, your phone starts to ring, like, a minute after you hang up, and it's really weird, and this just creepy, like, some creepy audio happens. I watched a YouTube video of someone calling it. It was kind of weird.
Wow.
Like, I wouldn't do that. That would scare the shit out of me. I know it's fake, I know it's a recording, but it would scare the shit out of me. They released a new trailer for the new Paranormal Activity.
How many are there now?
It's gonna be the 5th one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I have yet to see one.
Watch the first and second one. The third one, it gets kind of crazy, but I still
Isn't the
like
third one in space, or did I make that up?
Really?
No. It's not Machete, no.
No, wasn't there one where it was like an astronaut?
No, third one has to do with, like, the girl from the first movie and her sister, or it was like there were little girls, and this exact same shit happened to them when they were little girls, and the dad had the exact same idea to just, put cameras around the house, and this was like 20 years ago or some shit. I mean, some of the filming techniques they use in the third one are, like, really good. I really like it, but it gets, like, really weird. Like, it has to do, like, by the end, there's, like, devil cults and, pentagrams on the wall, and it's, like, really weird. But the first and the second one are probably the best. The first one is just, creepy, and then the second one is a lot more, like, scary than creepy, I think. But, like, there are a lot of moments in the first one where you're just like, whoa, God.
I just remember when that came out, my brother and his friends, they had a sleepover, and they were watching that movie, and then my brother's friends were like, oh my God, can you believe that actually happened? And my brother's like, there's an alternate ending. If there's an alternate ending, it's not real. And they're like, whatever, that's just the part they didn't put in.
Yeah. They tried to make it seem real. I think it's like that, and, like, I like how they did attempt to make it seem real. Like, there's not really any credits or in the first one or anything. It's kind of like in the Cloverfield movie, how, they made that kind of seem as real. Like, the thing about the Cloverfield movie, why I think, I love the Cloverfield so much, I don't even care what people say. I love that movie so much. But, see, with the Paranormal Activity movies, it's like, and even they did this with, like, Blair Witch, too. With the first Blair Witch, not the sequel, Blair Witch, not the actual Blair Witch 2, which really, really sucks. And, but,
didn't it, like, have nothing to do with...
They did it with Blair Witch, where from the way it was, like, shot, and you can see that it was kind of, like, edited a little bit, where they had, like, scenes where, like, it was obviously a scene that was shot and somebody talking over it or whatever, so it was, like, edited, so it's, like, somebody found it, they edited it, and then they showed it to people. But it's, like, with Cloverfield, like, none of it's really, like, edited, so it's, like one...
Oh, you can tell.
Oh, yeah, but I still like Cloverfield, I don't care. There's just something I like about Cloverfield. It's just so... Like, to me, it's, like, freaky. I don't know about anyone else. It freaks me out. I love it.
Say so.
A lot of people didn't like Cloverfield, but I'm like, what's wrong?
I really didn't. I tried to, but, like, I'm actually a really anti-shaky cam. I think it is probably one of the worst things to come out of film. It is lazy, it is nauseating, it is unprofessional.
It wasn't shaky. It was like, it's supposed to be found footage, so I don't think it was like
but it's
meant
like,
to be shaky cam,
It's just I just hate it. I just hate shaky cam so much.
I don't think it would fall under shaky cam category because it is found footage, and I don't know,
But it's not really found footage, like, it's a technique.
Yeah. It's done to make it seem more real.
So I think it would fall under the category.
Maybe. I mean, like shaky cam, like I'm talking about, like when I think of shaky cam, I think of like The Hunger Games, which is a movie I like, but there's a lot of like really close up action scenes and there's a lot of shaking because it's a movie that
I heard about that
because it's a movie that's rated PG-13, so they couldn't show like all of the gruesome shit that happened in the book because there's a lot of gruesome shit that happened in the book.
But like, is it true that like I had a friend who saw Hunger Games and he said the shaky cam actually got like so bad you would get like dizzy or something?
I heard people got a little dizzy, yeah. But
I can't watch stuff like that. That gives me a headache.
Yeah. I mean, I totally get why, but I don't get sick at stuff like that. I don't know, but you know, a lot of people are like, I get sick at 3D, and I'm like, I don't know. No, I don't.
My main problem is 3D is trying to fit the frickin' 3D glasses over my own glasses.
Oh,
It does not work very well.
poor you. That's why like 3DSs trip me out so much because you're looking at a 3D like thing, but you're not wearing any glasses, and it's like
That started to give me a headache. I tried to play
trips
Ocarina of
me out.
Time,
I love it.
and I don't know, the 3D on the 3DS, if I'm looking at it for too long, just, it hurts my head.
Yeah,
That doesn't bother me. I
think it's because you have to
motion sickness.
You have to have it at a specific angle for it to really be 3D.
Oh, yeah, like you can't hold it at like an
So if I move my head, it kind of goes in and out of 3D, and then it just gives me a headache.
Yeah, I've had some headaches from like some 3D movies, but not always.
It's so
Just
weird.
one time? Oh.
It's so weird. I get headaches from the fucking weather changing, but I don't get headaches if I watch a 2-hour 3D movie.
A lot of people get headaches from the weather, like from climate change.
Yeah.
That's pretty common.
I get headaches from that shit all the time, but anything else that gives normal people headaches, like, I'm like, what are you talking about? I've never got a headache from that. Like, sometimes I'm really sensitive to it, and then sometimes it's just like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
This one time, what was it? Like, me and my friends were like partying in New York City, and I was kind of drunk, so we decided to go see a movie, and like the only really good thing playing was like Puss in Boots in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, I suck it up and I'm like, fine, I'm too drunk enough to even care. And like, you know, it's 3D, so we're watching it, and then one of my contacts falls out. So I'm like sitting there with like one contact in with my 3D glasses on. So like half 3D and half blurry. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even care.
Oh, they're gonna be like, you were like half blind in one eye, and you were like, and you were drunk. Like, I was afraid this was gonna be like a vomit story or something.
No. I've only vomited on myself once, and I wasn't even drunk. I was just really sick.
Yeah. Vomiting on yourself really sucks. You know what sucks? Vomit.
It does suck. I was on the way to a shoot, and like I barked on myself, and I had to get off the train.
Good job.
So disgusting. And I felt so embarrassed. Like everyone was looking at me, but like this one guy was so nice. He like gave me all these tissues. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
It's the most. I found out that like no matter who you are, you turn into the most pathetic sack of like shit when you're vomiting.
Well, yeah, because it's on your clothes.
You immediately crumple onto the floor of your bathroom and just...
Well, it's because you're getting rid of, you're forcing stuff out of your body. Of course
I'm gonna be honest, I threw up like 2 days ago. I turned into the most pathetic, like sad sack you've ever seen in your life because I'm just, and I'm crying. I can't vomit, and I can never, like, not cry and vomit at the same time. I'm always crying when I throw up. I don't know why.
You're just too sad to let go of all of that, I guess.
It's painful. It hurts.
I guess.
Who else has a vomit story?
Well, we got into a really gross subject.
So,
Heather, when did you barf last?
Oh, that was ages ago.
It's not fun.
It is?
I actually my neighbor friend actually has like a huge phobia of vomiting. She like has anxiety about it, and it sucks because she sometimes gets sick very easily, so she has this like intense phobia of throwing up because she's so she has obsessive compulsive, and she's so afraid and obsessive over like if she throws up, like she won't be able to breathe and she'll choke and die. I'm like, it's okay, that will never happen to you unless you're like laying on your back and you just can't get up, or you're like
that would only happen if you were just like wasted and
You
choked on your
like
bar.
Hendrix and
you absolutely cannot try and rationalize with somebody with OCD. Trust me.
or you're like, or you end up like Jimi Hendrix and you like are laying on your stomach and you vomit and you drown in your own vomit. Like,
I have
I'm not gonna do that if you do heroin or something.
I have a phobia of getting sick just because I have OCD and I'm afraid of being like near a toilet. So to put my face near one to throw up is like, well, I guess I'm taking a shower now.
Yeah.
So I get it, the whole OCD irrational phobia of stuff. Good times.
What else has been going on with everyone?
Serena, when did you barf last?
Oh. I don't think I've thrown up since high school.
Well, that's good.
I think it was probably grade
Us are, like,
11 class.
Let's just be clear that none of us are talking about like bulimia or anything.
Oh, no way.
No.
No.
No, I
You
threw up.
sniffed and didn't say no. What does that mean?
Yeah, I threw up in high school in grade 11 in gym. We were having gym in the cafeteria. And it smelled really bad. And when I get sick, I get like hypersensitive smells, and it makes me throw up.
Oh yeah. Did that happen? That almost happened to me in when I went to New York City in 8th grade. I ate something bad in Brooklyn, which is completely like accurate, and eating something bad in Brooklyn, and then we went to Chinatown. And if you've never been to Chinatown, it is like full of smells. If I went there right now, I would be in heaven because it smells so good and it's so strong. But because my stomach was so upset, I was like about to just throw up all over the place. But I didn't. That is the important thing, that I did not.
Yay.
But if I went there any other time other than, my stomach being upset, I would love it. But because because I felt so sick, it was just like nauseating because of everything happening. Yeah, that does sound good. Gay couples can get married in New Jersey starting on Monday.
I love how there wasn't even remotely a segue from that.
Yeah. Just send me the picture.
Segue is that I'm on Facebook, I found it because a friend posted it, there you go.
Yeah.
And plus, it is important, because...
It is.
Because then eventually maybe my state will get its head out of his ass and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Hope. Yeah, Pennsylvania still doesn't, so...
I don't think any, southern state is going to get gay marriage for, the next 200 years. We're that far behind.
We live in the South, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's to be expected.
Yeah. We're not gonna get it.
I'm allowed to say that because I'm half redneck.
Oh, yeah. I'm allowed to say anything I want about Alabama because I'm from there. So I'm allowed to say anything I want there.
Okay, so in Alabama, do they just play Sweet Home Alabama 24/7?
My mom was actually in high school when that song came out, and she lived in Alabama. And she said that was just everywhere. And the fact that she was in high school meant it was at all the dances, all the proms. She said it was insane. Yeah.
I bet that would drive me. I think that would drive me crazy if I
don't know if they play it there all the time. They already play it here a lot, and this is Georgia, so they already play it here a lot. But it sucks because they mostly play that fucking Kid Rock version, which I hate because Kid Rock can die in a fire.
Well, it's not even a version. He just stole the chorus and made a different
I don't
song.
like him. I don't like Kid Rock at all, really.
Nope.
Please quote me on that. I don't like Kid Rock. Kid Rock is be on our show.
I'm fairly certain we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I hate him about as much as I hate Lil Wayne, which I also hate. So
I hate
Lil Wayne and Kid Rock never on our show.
Lil Wayne sucks. Like, my sister was, like, she was, like, obsessed with him for a while, so whenever I had to, like, be in her car, that was, like, what we had to listen to, and I wanted to, like, throw myself out the window. So bad.
It's not
I'm
even
so
like
glad I don't really have any family that listens to rap. I had like a week-long phase of listening to hip-hop because they played on my bus in junior high, and then I just went back to like rock, and I was like, okay.
Listen to Eminem. That's all you need. Eminem,
I don't even like Eminem.
Eminem is God. Eminem is my God.
The only M&Ms I like are chocolate ones. Haha.
Ew.
That's a bad joke.
Dude, I can't wait till after Halloween. You know why?
Candy.
Because all the
Candy
fucking
sale.
candy is like 80%.
You have to get in there quick, otherwise it's like gone.
Oh my God, that's I think at our grocery store, like, they have fucking Halloween candy on discount for like 2 weeks and it's still there. And I'm like, I'll just grab everything. It's like 50 or 80% discounted and I'm really happy. And my mom is really happy because she really likes candy.
Well, who doesn't like candy?
Yeah, no, but she's like a,
Yeah, I was just about to say my mom just found out she was diabetic, and yeah, she's not happy.
oh, I'm sorry.
Awkward.
She'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what...
Huh?
No, I was just gonna change the subject, but what were we gonna say?
Are we gonna talk about Halloween?
Yeah, I don't know what to be for Halloween. Like, my friend's been wanting to do a pub crawl for a while, so I guess he figured Halloween would be good. So I want to wear a costume, and I don't know what to wear.
You start Googling, like, easy do-it-yourself shit.
Oh, you
I might
could.
do that, or I might just like look around I have a lot of shit in my closet, so I might just like pull out something. I don't know.
I saw Spirit Halloween has a sexy lumpy space princess costume.
Oh my God, that's
I
awesome.
I saw that too while we were talking, and I kind of wanted to bring that up.
That's
it looks
awesome.
really weird. Like can I
See,
find
like,
it?
that kind of sexy costume, I don't mind.
Well, according
There's
to Lumpy
some that I
Space Princess,
really-
I'm sure any lumpy space princess.
There are some that I'm really
sexy.
concerned about, like, sexy Ernie and Bert. Like, that concerns me.
Really, not sexy Chucky or sexy Leatherface.
Sexy
I
Chuck.
saw one for sexy corn on the cob.
That's amazing. I'm gonna beat that
Yeah.
one.
Stupid.
Next year, that's what I'm doing.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's actually confirmed now that I will be doing my first couple costume this year with my dog.
Aww.
So that's the saddest thing I've ever had to say before. But I am taking Fran's advice, and if you didn't listen, I think it was last week, I said, because Fran suggested to me, I said, I want to give my dog, like, a shark fin, and I did buy him the shark fin, by the way. It was half off, it was lovely, and all I can talk about is, like, it was half off, it was amazing, and, like, that was the most amazing thing about it, it was half off, and I'm gonna somehow become a tornado, and we're going to be Sharknado for
Awesome.
going to a dog Halloween event out of town next Saturday. That's where I'm gonna be next Saturday.
That exists.
Yeah, it's in Savannah, so I'm probably gonna go see Rose as well.
I want to go.
You
This
should.
sounds
It's like
fun.
trick or treating for dogs. It's awesome. And I've never
Dogs
been
can't
before.
eat chocolate.
I'm going with a neighbor and her kids and one of their dogs, so it should be awesome.
I want to do that. That sounds like fun.
And so
And you
we're
said you wanted to have your dog be Captain America. Well, my dog still has his Hulk costume.
oh.
We could be Avengers dogs.
Yeah, I found the Captain America costume and I put it on him and he didn't really like it, so I took it off.
He's DC, not Marvel.
He just like, he was like trying to get his ears out of it and I'm like, okay, I'll take it off, even though it's really cute. But...
Aww.
No, but he doesn't mind the shark fin at all because it feels like his walking harness, so he doesn't care. And I'm probably going to be holding him most of the time anyway, so... I don't know how I'm going to make a tornado, but I'll do it.
Well, just look at the Sharknado has already been a costume before, so just look at what those people did.
I really want to get, like, candy and shit. I want to have, like, a blue pillowcase and just glue paper sharks onto it, like, just print them out from the internet. I'll find the derpiest sharks I can find and just, like, tape them on there.
I don't know why, but that's just making me go to Google and look for derpy sharks.
Derpy sharks. Usually they're gonna be like those big-eyed sharks or like a basking shark.
Actually, I found something better.
Oh, good. Which basking sharks are like the freakiest creatures on Earth, by the way. Have you guys ever seen a basking shark?
I don't usually watch sharks.
You don't watch sharks.
No,
A
not
basking
really.
shark will like open its mouth and it has like its mouth is like really huge, and when it opens it up, it just like grows like 5 times its size, and it's
Can
real.
we call this episode Derp Shark? It'd be funny.
Derp shark, yeah.
And just like there's really type in
Those
like
are some derp ass sharks. Thank you.
type in derp sharks in Google. There's a bunch of funny pictures.
There is a picture of Johnny Derp.
Yeah, there is.
Johnny Derp. I was actually watching a Depp movie last night. I was watching Crybaby, which was one of the first films he did. It's really underrated, I think. It's
Cool.
the first musical he did. But he didn't. It was the first musical he did. Not Sweeney Todd, but Sweeney Todd was the first musical he sang in, because he didn't actually sing in Crybaby. It was somebody else singing for him. So, but it's actually like it's really cheesy John Waters 70s, 80s movie, and it's really,
John Waters is always cheesy.
oh my god, it's like the most John Waters movie ever. If you
I don't know.
can find the movie, it's really underrated, but it was one of Johnny Depp's first movies ever, when he was
Cool.
still like really, really young and really, really, really handsome.
Now he's old and ugly.
No, he's not. Mom,
Have you seen like
He will never. I don't think he will ever not be ugly. Like,
I know, right?
he'll
Yeah.
never not be ugly?
I know it's double negative. I don't care.
But you just said that he will never not be ugly, which means he will always be ugly.
Word.
You fooled me. You
Derp shark.
don't talk that way about my husband, John
Derp
Depp.
shark. That's all I have to say.
Don't talk that way about my 40th husband.
I know. How many do you have now? You have a harem, just like Kat.
A lot. See, they're divided into subcategories because I have husbands that are real people, and then like video game characters, and then anime characters. But that's all under like the fictional character subcategory. But then that's divided into subcategories.
Sounds really conflicting.
Yeah.
I need a leader.
But then there's another subcategory for like people I want to be like my wives, so like Mila Kunis and stuff like that. So.
You just want to marry everybody, don't
I
you?
do, mainly Chris Hemsworth, because he's really, getting on my gun right now. He's like, wow. I never got to see Rush, which pisses me off because his butt is in it.
You could just look at that on
Naked butt, and I want to see his naked butt on a big screen. But now I won't get to.
I was disappointed by that movie when I found out what it was about.
Yeah, it's like I know nothing about Formula One racing, so I'm like, well, okay. But from what I've heard from people, they're like, I went in, I don't know anything about Formula One racing, but it was still entertaining. I'm like, well,
The thing is,
fine.
Like, when I first heard about the movie, without seeing any of the posters or trailers, I just assumed it was a biopic about the band Rush.
Awesome.
They would just call it Rush. I think they'd probably call it something more clever than just the band name.
Tom Sawyer, the movie.
That's
That's the only song of theirs I really know. It's such a good song.
Yeah, but I'm really in love with Chris Hemsworth right now, and Tom Hiddleston. I'm always in love with Tom Hiddleston, but even more now because he's doing a lot to press for the Thor movie, so.
I know, he's just being adorable.
He's over in Asia making a fool of himself, and I love it.
And a dancing fool.
Yeah, he's running on the Great Wall of China, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, my feels.
Oh. You little fool. You're so sweet.
He seems like such a cool person to hang out with.
I know.
Just like, go read a book and have some tea and just discuss things,
Shakespeare. Always Shakespeare.
Yeah. I don't know, because he seems so smart. I feel like if I hung out with him, I'd feel stupid.
I know. Like, because I
Oh,
know about Shakespeare, but he's, like, reciting Hamlet by memory, and I'm like, well...
Shit.
Well, shit, basically, yeah.
Forsooth.
Like, I don't know that much. I've read Romeo and Juliet, and I've read a lot of his poems, and that's about... Oh, I've read Hamlet as well.
I know the stuff, I just can't quote it.
I can't quote that shit. I know I bite my thumb at you, and that's about it. From Romeo and Juliet. It's like one of the first lines in Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, but he's making a big fool of himself right now, and I love it. And Thor 2 comes out in 2 weeks.
The Lovers Left Alive comes out. It keeps getting delayed. And
I know, I want it to be in theaters.
It's like everywhere, but
people have already seen it, but that's only because it did the film festival.
not fair.
I know it's not fair. It should come out on, you know what, it should come out on DVD probably by next year, so, you know.
It's coming out in February.
February? Cool.
It's supposed to. I don't know, it keeps changing. So it's supposed to be coming to America in February, so I'm gonna drag my boyfriend by his leg and I'm gonna make him see everything.
Yeah. Yeah, Thor 2 comes out in 2 weeks, and it's gonna be, like, I've been waiting, like, a year for this movie.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know who else see Thor 2 with. I mean, I'm sure it'll probably be my boyfriend, but I know it's gonna feel really awkward because I'll be, like, drooling.
Like, everyone on the internet is going to see it for Tom Hiddleston. I'm like, am I the only one mainly going to see it for, like, Chris Hemsworth? Because he's perfect in every way.
No, I'm sure that there's girls seeing it for him.
Yeah.
I'm positive. Like,
and also Natalie Portman, because I love her, also. And Zachary Quinto, because I love him.
I hope she gets to do more, because her character was pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I still love her anyway.
Yeah, she's good. I just hope she gets more to do.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like Thor's, whatever.
Yeah.
Thor's sidekick, I guess.
The love interest. They had a good make-out scene in the first one. Did I say Zachary Quinto? I meant Zach Levi. Zach Levi is in Thor 2, not Zachary Quinto. Zach Levi, who I think is cuter than Zachary Quinto, by the way, but,
Oh.
Who's Zachary Levi again?
Zachary Levi is an actor.
I narrowed it down.
Yeah, but he's really cute. So
wasn't he on that? They had some show where he played in some kind of nerdy guy.
Chuck,
I can't remember.
yeah, he was in that.
Chuck,
yeah, that's the thing he's most famous for. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
He was also the Flynn Rider in Tangled.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good movie.
Tangled's so good. Everyone's talking about Frozen right now.
Oh
What
my god,
is
I'm so
it
excited.
about?
It's gonna be good.
What's it about? Like,
I believe it's the
It's based
the
on
ice.
the Snow Queen fairy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a Dutch fairy tale called the.
And yet,
It's-
there's no Christopher Lloyd screaming at people.
Yeah.
I was frozen.
I think it looks really good. A lot of people are like really doubting it, but people are saying the same shit about Tangled, and now everybody loves it. So
It's so true, because those Tangled trailers, go back and watch the first trailers for Tangled. They made that movie look so bad.
yeah,
Usually a pretty good indication if the trailer is crap that the movie is good.
yeah. I wanted trailers that are crap like that make animated movies look so shit. Like, make me want to go into that business, into like editing for trailers, because I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't have seen Rise of the Guardians based on the trailers, but then I actually saw the film and it was brilliant.
Well, I saw a panel once with comedy writers. It had like Matt Stone and Trey Parker and the guy who wrote the new Addams Family movies, and they were talking about how in the trailers, like, they always put the worst, most obvious, stupidest jokes, and like when the trailer for the South Park movie came out, Matt and Trey actually stole it and recut their own version because it was so bad.
Because they have to appeal to the, they
Yeah,
can
exactly.
easily, when they appeal to the lowest common denominator, then that covers everybody, but it sucks. I want to edit for trailers and make them good.
No, you don't. Editing sucks.
I know.
Such a tedious job.
I only edit audio and it sucks.
That's nothing. Like, oh, Jesus.
I couldn't do what you do.
You don't want to do it.
Actually-
I get bored editing my own stuff. Like,
Yeah.
It's really.
See, I actually love editing. I think it's like more fun than shooting the footage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you could edit for me. Why weren't you around when I was taking editing classes? Jeez. Everybody in that class was, like, miserable. The computers kept breaking, and my teacher was such a moron.
Oh.
Ugly
Oh
sweater.
my god.
But yeah, Frozen looks good.
It's coming out.
I know.
It's
People are down on the character designs for Elsa and Anna, which I don't get because I think they're adorable.
Yeah, because
And
everyone's like, it looks like Tangled. And I'm like, well, because it's the same people who did Tangled.
Like, go back and watch any Disney movie that came out around the same time. Belle and Ariel, they look the same.
Yeah.
Okay, Cinderella and the girl
Oh,
from...
they don't!
Like, literally,
I refuse to believe that.
I mean, in the trailers, it says, from the same people who did Tangled. And I'm like, because it's the same people who did Tangled, that's why it looks like the eyes on the girls look like Rapunzel's.
Oh, come on, Greer, you know they can't read.
The other thing, though, is, like, if you watch any CGI movie, watch the Lorax, okay, don't watch Lorax, because it's bad, but, like, watch,
Immediately can take that back.
like, Hotel Transylvania, or, like,
That wasn't
Wreck-It
bad.
Ralph, all the girls have that same basic look. The big eyes, the little nose, the thin lips. They all have it.
Yeah, right? That's like, that's the ideal woman. We're supposed to have these large, innocent eyes and a cute button nose and, sexy lips. That's what we look like.
Well, it's fiction, I'm really excited because the Snow Queen Elsa is voiced by Elphaba from the original Broadway Wicked.
Oh, cool.
It's Idina Menzel, I think. She was the original Broadway Elphaba, and she's voicing the Snow Queen, and I'm really excited about that. And Kristen Bell is the other girl, and I absolutely adore her. So, and Josh Gad is the snowman, and I love him. So,
Who?
Wait, who is that?
Josh Gad, he's been on a lot of stuff. He played I think one of the more recent things he did, he played Steve Wozniak in that Jobs movie. He's on New Girl.
Oh, my sister loves that show.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my god, Martha Carey writes for New Girl.
But
I have no idea who that is.
Me neither.
Oh.
he's been, I think he's been on the Daily Show a couple times. I don't know, but yeah, he was in one of the Ice Age movies. He hasn't done a whole lot, but he's really funny. I've seen him on Conan a couple times, and
Well, that's what I like now, is that the Disney movies, they're getting away from that, like, early 2000s, like, let's just cast the biggest names. Like, they really are getting back to, like, casting them for the voices.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, it looks bad, and I'm like, it looks fine. But, again, I can't help but think back to when Tangled was about to come out, and everyone thought it looked like crap, and now everybody loves it to death.
Mm-hmm.
It happens all the time. Anytime a new fucking Disney movie comes out, we'll just freak out.
Well, I think I don't know, they have yet to make a really bad movie, so I guess people are just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Black Cauldron's pretty close.
Black Cauldron's pretty bad.
I never saw it, I just know it's like, nobody else saw it, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know
so
if that makes
boring.
it
It
bad
just
or good
drags
or not.
on.
Just because people haven't seen it doesn't make it bad. Sometimes that makes it underrated. So
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I saw it and it was bad.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I tried watching it, and I almost fell asleep.
Like, nothing happens in the middle.
Really? Oh, that sucks.
If we're talking about, like, theatrical releases, like, they've made some crap, like, the fucking, like sequels and shit, like...
Like,
Well,
Home on
that
the
goes
Range.
without
But,
saying.
most of the time, that's not, like, all them. Like, I'm sure, like, The Little Mermaid 2 wasn't completely them, but...
Uh-huh. Those were all them just cashing themselves, being poor. Ugh.
I just can't wait, because Frozen's gonna be good. I can already tell. It's gonna be pretty good.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
any
it
trailer.
looks-
Do they have
It'll be-
a trailer out for it already?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the the latest one that I heard was really good was Monsters University. Fran saw it and she said it was awesome, like brilliant. So I haven't seen it, but she said it was really good and she highly recommends it.
I wanted to see that. No one would go with me, though.
Oh.
My cousin and I went to the movie.
No one wants to see animated movies with us older.
I know. I was like, okay, Ashley, you want to see Monsters University or you want to see The Heat? And she's like, I want to see Man of Steel. I'm like,
Oh God.
Oh my god, can I talk about something really funny?
What?
When I went to Machete Kills, you know, they had a bunch of trailers for the movie, obviously. One of them was, I think it's a sequel to 300. And,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a sequel or prequel thing, but what was really funny was that, you know, they're showing everything and what's happening, and then they put, you know, from the director, Zack Snyder, the director of this and Man of Steel, and I started laughing so hard. So I'm like, do you have any idea what happened with that movie? Like,
Don't put from the director of Man of Steel on there.
yeah, I'm like, are you sure? Like,
Sure you want to have that in his credentials?
like,
Put
he's done
Watchmen
other
on
things,
there.
like other better things that people like. You could do that.
Just
you
say
know?
like from the director of Watchmen.
Yeah.
People,
But no, it's
people
like
kind of liked
director of
Watchmen.
300 and Man of Steel, and I just started laughing.
Yeah, Watchmen. People kind of liked it.
I liked it, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks.
I
Like,
know. I like.
my boyfriend hated it, but I loved it.
I know
And
a lot of
you know,
people who don't like.
I even liked the director's cut, which was like ridiculously long. I liked that too.
Yeah, I have the director's cut. I think I have the director's cut. I'm not sure.
That movie didn't get enough justice. That was no pun intended. That movie was really good.
I love the comic. I think it's because people love the comic so much. Like, and it is really good. Like, really good.
Am I the only person who was not bothered that they didn't include the squid?
Oh, the vagina thing? No, because
What?
it's kind of gross looking.
Yeah, but like, am I the only one who thought that it was good that they didn't have the squid in the movie? Because, frankly, I thought it was a stupid...
Even in the
subplot.
comic, it was kind of out of place.
It is really stupid. Like, it's this serious plan to, like, destroy the world to help, you know, the future. And what do? They release, like, giant squids, like some,
Space
you know...
vagina squid from hell.
Yeah, which is, like, so dumb. And then everyone got so pissed that it wasn't in the movie. And I'm like, well, that's because it was stupid.
That's because it was kind of gross looking. I wouldn't want to have seen that.
Well, not even that. It was just silly.
Yeah.
Like, you've already got a giant naked blue dude running around. Don't make it
I
any more
remember, like, reading it, and I turn the page, and I see that, and I'm like, what the fuck? What have I gotten myself into? What have I just read?
Yeah. Actually, I read the book after I saw the movie. Like, I actually hadn't heard of it, but then my boyfriend at the time got me, like, really into it and was like, you know, we'll see the movie, but you have to read the book. I'll let you borrow my copy and stuff. And I liked it, but...
I mean, there are
Thank God.
parts in Watchmen that are, like, funny, like, unintentionally funny, because it's Zack Snyder, and he has a good track record of making movies with unintentionally funny things. You know, just look at 300, which is...
I can't watch that movie.
I can't take 300 seriously. I love 300, but I can't take it seriously.
Yeah, that's why I won't watch it, because I have a feeling I will be laughing the whole time like an idiot because of that stupid, pretentious, goofy slow motion.
It is I like it, though. It is a good film. I think it's good, but it is unintentionally hilarious. But there are some unintentionally funny moments in Watchmen, like, when they're, like the sex scene near the end on the fucking ship is, like,
Oh, yeah.
really awkward and funny, and I'm like, oh my god, is this happening right now? Am I high?
They made, like, prequels or something to the characters in Watchmen.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that, or have you read it?
I haven't read it. I've heard about it, though.
Yeah, I saw it at a comic book store. I haven't read them either, but it looks interesting. Like, each character gets their own issue, and I guess, like, they go over their backstory, and I think it looks cool.
I need, like, a good hardback copy of Watchmen.
That's probably really
The
expensive.
only way I've read it, I borrowed it from a friend. He had the big, thick book, and I borrowed it from him, and I read it in a couple days because I wanted to finish it before the movie came out, and I ended up doing that, so... But I don't even think I ended up seeing the movie because no one would see it with me, and I was still... I think it was rated R, I think, so...
Yeah.
I couldn't get it,
Of
and I
course
was
it's
still
R.
under.
There's a giant naked penis in most scenes.
Yeah, I was still under 17, so and no one wanted to see it with me, so I ended up just not seeing it, waiting for it on DVD.
I saw it with a group of friends at the midnight showing, and it was so much fun. Like, my boyfriend wore, like, his, part of his Rorschach costume, and there was a guy in the audience who had a sign with him that said, like, the end is nigh.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was
That's
awesome.
probably a good
It was,
cosplay.
like, packed. It was packed. It was so much fun.
Yeah. That's probably a good, like, costume you could do. Do the end is nigh guy.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of costumes, Halloween, here's an issue that's going to be an issue in Canada. Masks are now banned.
Why?
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why?
They're too kinky.
I mean, if they cover your whole face,
Why?
because they don't know who you are if you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
thought
kind of
it
the
was
idea.
because people would choke on them like idiots.
Like in Halloween
I assumed it was
too.
because of like the shooting and shit that's happened here, but I didn't think that was as much of an issue in Canada.
Well, that's sort of where it started. And, like, I know in America they sort of said, like, okay, no more costumes in movie theaters or whatever. But here, Stephen Harper was just like, okay, no masks, ever.
I mean, here in, like, certain places, I mean, like, the only thing I can think of that's relevant is, like, at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, you can't wear your costume or anything. So you can at Disney World, but at Universal you can't during Halloween Horror Nights because they have scare actors walking around, and you don't want to be mistaken for anybody, I guess.
I thought
So
you weren't allowed to wear costumes at Disneyland.
I think for their Halloween thing you can, from what I've seen, like a little kid or whatever. But from what I've seen, I think you can during their Halloween event. I've seen. I would like to go to their Halloween event because I love Halloween Horror Nights, but I'd love to go to their Halloween event because you can actually go trick or treating and they'll give you, like, you can come home with like bags of candy. And it's like from one person, bags of candy. I'm like,
Wow.
Oh my god. I can't wait for next Saturday because I'm just gonna get tons of candy. I haven't done anything Halloween related in years because society has considered me too old for Halloween.
I have Halloween parties just so I have an excuse to dress up.
Oh my god. I think
Exactly,
the
like-
last good Halloween party I went to was back when I was still I think I was like a junior in high school, and I went to a friend's. It was her Halloween party that her family was throwing, but it was also her birthday party because they came around the same time. So she just had a birthday Halloween party, and it was so much fun. We played Rock Band for most of the night, and there was like really good food, and we played pool, and it was just really fun. And that was the last good Halloween party I went to, but that was back in high school.
In grade 8, I threw a Halloween party, and I was, like, so excited. And then everyone came, and no one was wearing a costume except for me. And I was like,
Oh,
well, I guess I'm never throwing a Halloween party again because you guys suck.
did they not get the message that it was a Halloween party?
Well, it was on Halloween, so I don't know what else they could have gotten from it.
Should have written it on the invitations. Wear costumes so I don't look like an idiot.
There was a couple girls who wore costumes, and then they just ended up taking them off. I was like, you guys are so lame.
Were you in like a really flashy costume or like what?
Yeah, I was like Drizella from Cinderella, so I had like the big green poofy dress and everything.
Oh my god.
Cool.
You put like an Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. Like she walks into the party wearing a bunny costume and nobody else is dressed up in anything.
Wasn't that Bridget Jones?
Huh?
Wasn't that from Bridget Jones?
I remember that from Legally Blonde, but I haven't seen Bridget Jones, so that might have been
Oh,
in the movie.
then maybe it's in both because I remember it from Bridget Jones.
Oh yeah, but that happens in Legally Blonde as well.
I can see that.
Yeah.
A lot of comedy writers write similar scenes without realizing it.
Yeah.
Or do they?
Or is it all copying?
Dun dun dun.
Dun.
We'll have to find out next time.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, next week we'll do stuff. It'll probably
Hopefully,
be better than
if a
this.
certain someone is there.
Fran.
That's not bad, but yeah, her too.
Yeah. Dude, we have a special guest next week, but we can't say who.
Well,
But
if
we
he-
can
if
tell
he's
you
there,
it's-
hopefully.
It's a blue person, not a pink person.
We were gonna have Dr. Manhattan?
Oh, I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, what the fuck? Like a Navi? Like, do we have fucking
Or a Smurf?
Sully from Avatar?
Or Loki? I would like that.
Loki.
That'd be
See,
cool.
he's technically blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: Loki is adopted.
No.
Loki's adopted, and he's actually blue.
he's a giant Smurf.
Oh.
Loki's a Navi. Spoiler.
Just every scene with him in Thor 2. Hey, listen!
Yeah. Can't wait for
Listen,
Thor 2.
Neil. Hey, listen, Neil.
Really? Who else is seeing Thor 2 besides me, anyway?
I am.
Mm.
I'm seeing the shit out of that.
Yeah. It will be the best day ever. The
I really hope we do a podcast afterwards because I would love to just hear you freak out.
Okay, the movie comes out on the 8th, and we have a podcast on the 9th, so
Yes, and you have to just freak
it'll
out
be
and be
the day after if I can make it home for my friends.
It would be perfect.
That'll be our best episode yet.
Yes, it'll just be you fangirling out and being
It'll be
adorable.
all of us. No, that's everybody's homework is to see Thor on the 8th and then come back on the 9th with your hopefully if you can make it home from Thor 2.
Literally, like, every fangirl nowadays reminds me of, like, that little girl from Adventures in Babysitting. Did you ever?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
Like, yeah, we're just gonna go now.
Fran didn't show
It's
up.
been really awkward. I
Damn
know,
it, Fran.
Damn it,
Stupid
Fran. But to be fair, I think she had, like, acting duties, because she's an actor now. She doesn't have time for us anymore. Keep following us on YouTube. Thank you for following
Yeah.
us to YouTube.
Fuck you, Blip.
We really appreciate you following us to YouTube.
Yay!
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye!